rematch of last year's Midwest Regional Championship game, with the Illinois Fighting Illini getting ready to battle the Arizona Wildcats.
What? This week's doubleheader. It's a good one. Illinois versus Wildcats uses against the Devil Son. Illinois brings the noise. Arizona be upon you. Utah ready to ball. AC State play great. Let's rock on the skates. It's the first game. Frank Williams got the crowd going insane. He's a guard. He ain't scared to guard Gardner. Jason, the last player from last year, started both teams a little harder to beat. It's going to be a nail biter. You don't need your seat when these teams meet in the middle. Man, these boys can show dribble. Up and down the court fast like in the vet. The Illini 8 last time they both met. On your mark, get ready, get set for college basketball on Fox Sports Net.
Let's come inside America West Arena for the Southwest Showdown. Tonight in Game 1 of our doubleheader, it's the Arizona Wildcats and the Illinois Fighting Illini. Then Game 2, Arizona State and the Utah Utes. Arizona and Illinois are in the top 10, but with Illinois losing to Maryland, the Illini fall from 2nd to 5th, and Arizona beaten by Kansas Saturday dropped from number 4 to number 7. Hi, everybody. Steve Fiziak along with Marcus Johnson. Last year, the most physical game played in the NCAA tournament was Illinois versus Arizona. Both physical point guards are back, and they are playing some kind of basketball. Tell me about Frank Williams of Illinois.
Well, physical is a key word with Frank Williams. He loves to take the basketball to the rack, does most of his damage inside. You see the points, almost 15 points a game. The Big Ten Player of the Year, but he's struggling from the outside, playing a little tight. This entire Illinois team playing tight. Bill Self says you got to enjoy the game. Find the love, Steve. They got to find the love, man.
Love and defense.
Yes.
Defense is the key for both teams. Now, for Arizona, they've won 3 of their first 4, and the big reason why is their point guard, Jason Gardner.
Yes, and I have been vindicated. When he was a freshman, I thought Jason Gardner was as good as Jason Williams. Didn't play well at the sophomore, but this year, he is really shooting the basketball. Of his 33 made field goals, 21 are three-pointers. That tells you what kind of confidence he's got in his long-range jump shot. He is the reason why this team is playing so well. Arizona's got to be the story of college basketball. And this young man right here, Jason Williams, 34 points. You see what he did against Kansas, having a terrific season so far.
But with so many freshmen around him, Jason Gardner must play well if they're to have a chance against the mighty Illini. It's number 5, Illinois, against number 7, Arizona. Coming your way next on Fox Sports Net. Basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by the Alaska Airlines Visa Platinum Card, the most popular way to earn miles in the Pac-10. By Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. And by Subway. Eat fresh. Welcome back to America West Arena in Phoenix, Arizona for number 5, Illinois, and number 7, Arizona. Let's now listen to our public address announcer, Jeff Scott.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to America West Arena for tonight's Southwest Showdown. At this time, we ask that you join in the performance of our national anthem. We're pleased to present CJ.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our
national anthem as sung by the group CJ. Let's now ask Illinois coach Bill Self about his starting lineups.
Well, our front court tonight has to play big. They have to play their size. When you play three small players to go along with two big guys, those two big guys need to bring it each and every night. Well, the backcourt with Corey and Frank is the heart and soul of our team, but we'll play three small guards, and these guys need to do everything for us. They got to rebound because we're not very big, but then they also got to be able to make shots in clutch times.
Bill Self led the Illini to 27 wins, the second most in Illinois history. You see what he has done this year, 6 wins and just 1 loss. Meantime, the coach for Arizona, the great Lute Olson, who has led his team to 4 Final Fours. Front line, Luke Walton, Rick Anderson, and the freshman in the middle, Channing Frye, there because of his defensive presence against Kansas University. And in the backcourt, from Chicago, Illinois, Will Bynum, and from Indianapolis, Indiana, Jason Gardner. And of course, Lute Olson finished second for the national championship last year, but again, the 4th Final Four with Arizona. Right now, let's go to the 3rd member of our broadcast team. That's Leila Feinstein. And Leila, you want to talk about the emotion, the war that was played in the regionals last year.
That is right. There's a lot of emotion definitely here tonight. Last season, Arizona and Illinois battled it out 3 times, culminating in the Midwest Regional Finals, where Arizona beat Illinois by 6 points. During the game, the Wildcats were sent to the free throw line 56 times, setting an NCAA tournament record, and 6 Illinois players were fouled out. 3 of those 6 Illinois players are back here tonight, and yeah, they're looking for revenge. The question is, can Arizona's young guns fight off the physicality of Illinois' more seasoned squad? Let's take a look at our Lexus game plan. Arizona's freshmen must stay poised and hold their own against a rough and tough Illinois squad looking for payback. As for Illinois, with 3 players over 6'9", look for them to take it inside, and if they can keep it physical, they may have the upper hand. Steve?
Leila, Coach Olson was talking with his troops about their poise, and he said, watch the traps. We've earned 2 timeouts against Illinois in that Elite 8. Our key matchup, Marcus, again, we have to go back to point guards.
Yeah, you do indeed. These 2 guys are the guys that control the tempo for their respective basketball teams. You see this season what's going on. Jason Gardner, outstanding, 27 points a game. The number of field goal attempts, he's almost double Frank Williams' field goal attempts. And Frank Williams is going to have to deal with Luke Walton, 6'8". That's going to be the matchup. And here's the head-to-head stuff going on, pretty even in all 3 games, all categories, except for turnovers. Frank Williams a little bit more turnover-prone than Jason Gardner.
He beat Illinois last year with 25 points and 18 in the second half, and 2 big free throws with 12 seconds left. They met 3 times. Arizona won 2, Illinois won 1. And there is Bill Self, just 38 years old, from Edmond, Oklahoma. He played at Oklahoma State, and Lute Olson, of course, from Augsburg. This is his 43rd year as a head coach. In high school, in the junior college ranks, in Division I, 926 wins for Lute Olson, and that is his fabulous junior, Jason Gardner. Our Staples scouting report, we have to be challenged by Troy Bradford because he's healthy, the knee completely healthy this year, and outside he can really rip it.
Well, here's another guy. Over half of his field goals made this season are behind the 3-point line. And then talk about a guy who is Mr. Reliable. 107 straight starts. How did you do that?
We're underway. It's Illinois at number 5 in the nation in the orange, and Arizona in the white at number 7 in the nation. A held ball right away. Arizona again with 3 wins and 1 loss. Illinois at 6-1. Arizona most recently lost their game in Tucson to Kansas University, and Kansas today number 4 ranked in the nation.
Jayhawks looking good. I think this young Arizona team was just shell-shocked in that basketball game, so it's important tonight for them to refine that composure.
Will Bynum with the wraparound. It does not go. Anderson got it. And finally, it is claimed by Illinois. Frank Williams in the middle, number 30. Picked up by Luke Walton. And Williams takes Walton to the hoop.
And that's what Frank Williams has got to do. He's got the quickness advantage on Luke Walton, 6'3" against 6'8". He's got to exploit that.
Here's Walton looking for a dish. He's averaging 6 assists per game.
Luke Walton having just a terrific season, 10 rebounds a game, almost 13 points a game. Maybe the best passing big man in college basketball right now. And here's that move by Frank Williams. Watch this. Go right, little crossover back behind the back left, and then a little fade just to create a little space between he and Luke Walton. Beautiful move by Frank Williams.
Gardner being defended by Corey Bradford. Jason with the fade. No. Rebound. Anderson, his second offensive rebound, and has it knocked away and blocked with a foul will be called.
Is it Ricky or Rick? What is it this year? Rick Anderson. We'll go with Rick Anderson this year. He changes it almost yearly, but that's
like
a nice job. Exactly. He was blonde. Wasn't he last year?
Yeah, now he's a brunette. He's the original.
He was Ricky the blonde. Now he's Rick the brunette this year.
He's a communications major. Went to Long Beach Poly High School, one of the outstanding programs in Southern California, and he loves it in the desert. His father also played at Arizona, or actually for Lute Olson at Long Beach City College.
Right, and he made an interesting comment that Coach Olson does his best job when he doesn't have great talent. And not that this is not good talent, this young talent. It's not great yet, but we'll see.
How about that scramble for the basketball? That was like a football game. Everybody going for the fumble, and Bradford and Bynum wound up on the floor. And the official Dave Libby comes away with it and makes the decision and says it's Illinois basketball.
It's going to be some ISO situations that if you're Bill Self, you want to milk your mismatches, and that's Frank Williams defended by Luke Walton.
Brian Cook. And this is an interesting matchup right here. Williams against Walton, and Walton picks up his first foul. The reason Lute Olson wanted to have Walton on Williams because of the success Richard Jefferson had on Frank Williams in that Midwest Championship game.
And we'll see if Luke can duplicate that success. It's a little bit tougher challenge. He's not as quick and not as athletic as Richard Jefferson. He's a very smart, very heady ball player.
Lutherhead gets it over to Corey Bradford. He misses, grabbing the rebound, Archibald, and then it is ripped away from him by Channing Frye, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Arizona basketball.
That's going to be a big key for Arizona, limiting second shots, limiting the second shots of Illinois, getting more possessions during the course of this basketball game, not turning the basketball over.
Very small backcourt for Arizona with the 5'10 Gardner and the 5'10 Will Bynum. Bill Self wanted a turnover, doesn't get it. Walton gets fouled by Frank Williams. So Walton with one foul, Williams with one foul now.
And Bill Self is really working over the Zebras.
Well, you have to remember, and these referees knew it, and they are Pac-10 officials led by Dave Libby and Stanley Reynolds. They knew that in last year's Midwest Regional Championship game, Illinois had 6 players foul out. How physical would they be? And there was a lot of talk in pregame meetings that they did not want basketball to be played like was played by Illinois in that contest. 56 free throws. They had a total of 59 total fouls on both teams.
Yeah, it's a very, very physical basketball team, but that's Bill Self's style. That was his style while he was at the University of Tulsa. He's carried it over down to Champaign at the University of Illinois.
Stanley Reynolds, Dave Libby, and Bobby McCroy are the officials. Here comes Frank Williams with a beautiful layup.
I tell you, that's what he likes to do. He likes to attack the basket and then find creative ways to deliver the shot. Illinois still in a tough man-to-man defense, but you see Arizona have not made a field goal so far. They're 0 for 4.
Illinois' defense so good.
Yep.
And Channing Frye is fouled. Robert Archibald, who had such a strong game against Arizona in that Midwest final with 25 points, his career best. Gardner being covered by Corey Bradford, and Jason right now has not, we haven't seen that dribble penetration where he'll kick it off to a wing. 2 early fouls by Corey Bradford, so now a substitute will come off the bench and have to defend Jason Gardner. Luke Walton misses. Anderson gets the rebound and is fouled. No basket. It looks like Rick Anderson will pick up the personal.
But that's okay. I mean, I like his aggression on the offensive glass, Rick Anderson, even though he did just take his opponent and fling him to the floor. But he's pumped up. But they've got to find a way to score some points.
Sean Harrington, a great free shooter, comes to the game, and he will enter it over Anderson. They break the pressure. Williams against Bynum. And a foul will be called. Archibald took it up strong, and all Arizona could do was hammer Robert. Channing Frye gets the foul. It is the freshman at 6'10", 222, going against a senior, 6'11", 250. And here's Robert Archibald, who moved from Scotland in 1997.
Yep, but a big, strong player. And Bill Self says that Archibald is the one guy that embodies the kind of spirit, the kind of passion that he wants his basketball team to have. It really felt like that Maryland loss, and Maryland's quickness really hurt Illinois. Took a lot of the wind out of their sails, and it was tough emotionally for them to bounce back from that.
Well, like Arizona, Illinois has had a very tough early schedule. They've beaten Gonzaga, Eastern Illinois, Penn, Georgia Tech, Southern Illinois. A lot of teams that went to the NCAA tournament. They did lose to Maryland, but that was after a long trip from Las Vegas. Free throw good. Illinois by 4.
Illinois won. 1-2-2 full court pressure. Let's see if they aggressively trap. They do. They're looking for the steal.
Anderson dives, saves it, calls the timeout beautifully. And Lute Olson asking for so much leadership from these three juniors, Luke Walton, Jason Gardner, and that young man, Rick Anderson. He just made a very solid decision.
Yeah, he did. Maintain possession.
Well, we talked with Illinois' coach, Bill Self, about Illini's physical style of play.
So much of our stuff in these fouls, ticky-tack stuff, not moving our feet or playing with our hands. There's going to be contact no matter what in the low post, but we need to make sure we eliminate it and play our guys before they catch it, as opposed to push them after they catch it.
Well, we've been talking about that Midwest Championship game where Arizona did beat Illinois 87-81, and Arizona would go on to play Duke for the national championship. But Illinois down the stretch fouled out 6 players. How about that? An NCAA tournament record, 56 free throws taken, the most ever made and attempted against the Fighting Illini.
Watching a college basketball game and Australian rules football breaks out. But this is the trademark. It's the Big Ten. I mean, you think of Big Ten teams in Indiana when Bobby Knight was there. It's all about being physical, intimidating your opponent.
Fine pass from Rick Anderson. He drops it to Channing Frye, who scores the first field goal for Arizona in this game, and it took them almost 3 minutes. Frank Williams will miss long. Rebounding is Archibald. Throws some elbows, and they will call a held ball. So that will give it to Arizona.
Now, what's happening with Frank Williams, you know, he's looking at this matchup with Luke Walton. He knows he has a quickness advantage, and he's almost doing his team some detriment by continuing to force that matchup as Illinois stays in that 1-2-2 press where they pinch the middle, force you down the sidelines, and hope that they can goad you into a quick shot.
Arizona breaking the press nicely. Now Channing Frye missing. Rebounding Williams.
And there's that quick shot. That's all they want you to do.
Arizona now 1 of 7 from the floor. Nice ball movement and a foul from behind by Channing Frye, his second.
And that was a great job of moving the basketball around the perimeter, just following the big guy. 4 guys out, 1 guy in. And you're going to see it right here. The ball moves right. Big guy Archibald going to swing right there. Sealed, release. Gets hacked from behind by Frye, but a great job. That's 4 out, 1 in. Just following your big man, trying to get him some touches, some scoring opportunities.
And that means Lute Olson will go to his bench, and he will bring in a little bit smaller but a little bulkier Dennis Lattimore. Between these foul shots, here's Robert Archibald. Archibald, a very fine foul shooter as well at 74%.
He's got Lattimore, he's got Isaiah Fox, 6'9", about 270 on the bench that he can waste some fouls with. So he's going to rotate these young big guys in there and see what they got.
So Frye sits down with 2 personals. And young Lattimore from Halstead, Kansas, who is the Kansas High School Mr. Basketball, averaging 24 points per game, now goes to that low block, number 34. Archibald gives Illinois an 8-4 lead, and he has made 4 of 4 from the foul line, and that's where he did most of his production against Arizona in that championship game in the Midwest Regionals, when he scored a career best 25 points. 13 of those points came from the foul line.
And Illinois does a great job in that 1-2-2 3/4 court press of keeping the basketball out of the middle.
Walton. No.
And that's where it breaks down. When the team wants to break your press, they get it middle, swing to the weak side.
Good defense by Anderson. Ball picked up by Williams. Demir Kropolje in the game now for Illinois, number 33. He's at the high post. Steal by Gardner. Well, they've defended Jason very well early. Down low, Anderson got it up and in. A chance for three.
Luke Walton, great find on the play. Put the basketball on the floor, drew the defense, and at his size at 6'8", he's just able to look right over defenders. That time Frank Williams for the pass inside to his running buddy, Rick Anderson. Right there, you see just right over the top of Frank Williams. That's 6'8" on 6'5". No way Frank Williams could do anything with that pass.
I think Luke Walton is the best passing forward, frontline player in the nation. He's averaging 6 assists per game, leading the team.
And that's more than most point guards average.
Frank Williams, meantime, trying to lead Illinois to victory over Arizona. The Illini have it early on plays like this.
Welcome back to America West Arena. The score is 8-7. Illinois is ahead. I spoke with Coach Lute Olson earlier today. He admitted to me, he said, Leila, you know, our freshmen are going to be good, but they're not there yet. He said in the ideal world, we would not have them starting. We would have them behind upperclassmen. However, he says we do not have that choice right now. And what I've been focusing on with the juniors is to play well, show their leadership, and stay physical. And that is exactly what they're doing. Steve?
And Leila, that was a big reason they did lose to Kansas University, as the Cat freshmen only 9 for 38 against KU, but they still managed to cut a 14-point lead to 6 with 4 to go. Arizona on a mini run, 5-2 outscoring Illinois the last 90 seconds. Kropolje in the game with Luther Head. They work it down low, and a nice feed from Head to the big Brian Cook, the junior from Lincoln, Illinois.
Now, if you're going to front down low, that was Luke Walton on Cook, then you've got to have some pressure on the basketball on the pass. That pass made much too easily. Just pick the defense apart again. Illinois 1-2-2. Fall back into that 1-2-2 half-court zone out of 1-2-2 full-court press.
Lattimore misses. Kropolje grabs the rebound. Cook all alone in the middle, missing the jam. Illinois gets it back. Harrington for 3.
And Bill Self liking what's going on with this press. I mean, Arizona's taking some quick shots, and guys that are taking the shot, not necessarily guys you want shooting the basketball. You want to get a basketball in, obviously, Jason Gardner's hands. Let him do the offensive stuff.
Will Bynum taking a wild shot well before Lute Olson wanted him to. 18 seconds still left in the shot clock. Right now, 2 for 11, the Wildcats.
Well, I think you're going to see Salim Stoudemire pretty soon. I know he's just 2 for 19 against Kansas, but they need to generate some offense, Arizona.
And right now, Illinois dominating the boards. Knocked away by Lattimore. They get it to Luke Walton. He's looking for a cutter. All the lanes filled by Illinois defenders. Rick Anderson for 3.
They need to generate some offense. They don't care where it comes from. And a good job in the secondary break by Luke Walton to find Rick Anderson.
Again, they tried to go backdoor. You were talking about, Marcus, the way they were fronting Brian Cook. They thought that was there. It wasn't. The pass overthrown.
You're absolutely right, Steve. But right here, Brian Cook gonna miss the chippy. How can you miss that big man? But then Arizona, they do not take care of the basketball. Harrington steps right up, standing on the NBA three-point line, buries it. But the Illinois did a great job defensively against Jason Gardner.
And you're right, Arizona bringing in Salim Stoudemire, number 20. Luke Walton missing. Ball's knocked around. Picked up by Kropolje. He almost double dribbled, then throws it away. Walton with the rip. Luke taking it in and scoring. And they count the basket. Wow. No charge. It's a block on the defense.
That might be a break for Luke Walton. because it looked like the defender had pretty good position on the play, but a great job by Luke anticipating. Watch this cat-like quickness. Give me that ball of yarn. And then takes it down, a little hesitation, then attacks the basket, kind of buries that left shoulder into the defender. And I can understand why Bill Self is upset, but a great defensive play by young Luke.
How about that game against Kansas? 1 assist away from just the 6th triple-double in Pac-10 history.
And he is, again, having himself just a terrific year. When you think about it, 6'8", being able to do the things that he does, scoring points, rebounding, 10 a game.
Illinois has committed 4 turnovers. Meantime, Dennis Lattimore went out. Isaiah Fox in. Now Lattimore has gone back to the scorer's table and will check in for Arizona next possession. Another steal by Walton. Williams gets back defending, and it is pinned against the backboard. Goaltending. Count the 2 for Luke Walton.
Lucky Luke showing his versatility. That was a bad pass on the part of Illinois, but Luke alert, comes up with the basketball, and then at 6'8" shows the ball handling skills to get it all the way down to the rack. And there's Cook taking it off the rim, and obvious goaltend. But a nice job defensively again by Luke Walton, just doing the all-around thing, the Mr. Everything, the all-purpose guy.
An 8-0 run by Arizona. They now have a 15-13 lead. Cook leads the game, and big Nick Smith is in. And a 7'2" redshirt freshman.
A big key, Steve, is that Arizona's taking care of the basketball. Illinois is not.
And they do again, a shove. And it goes against Nick Smith, the 7'2" redshirt freshman who just checked in from Bill Self's bench. Arizona by 2. And that's the 17th foul. Just 12:59 remaining in the first half. And Illinois has already sent Arizona to the free throw line in the 1 plus the penalty. 7 fouls to 4.
Illinois got to be,
Arizona.
Illinois got to be feeling like it's deja vu all over again.
Coming all back to this game, you're right. It's Utah against Arizona State. Rick Majerus is back in the picture again. Arizona State with Rob Evans will try and knock them up. Both teams come in at 3-2. Our Pep Boys stats of the games early in this contest. Arizona with woeful shooting early, just 2 for 8, and they've crept back into the game with a couple of field goals by Luke Walton and a big 3 by Rick Anderson. But look at the turnovers.
Right there, that's the key. 5 turnovers for Illinois. Arizona doing a much better job taking care of the basketball with the donut. Zip 0.
And now at the free throw line for Arizona, 6'9", 285-pound freshman from Santa Monica Crossroads High School, Isaiah Fox. He makes his 6th free throw in 13 attempts this year. You had a chance probably to watch him in Southern California.
Isaiah Fox, Crossroads High School, and he is a man-child. He's a biggin. And now Salim Stoudemire, the freshman, defending Frank Williams, one of the best point guards in America. What a challenge for the youngster out of Portland, Oregon. Salim Stoudemire, the cousin of Damon.
Propolia. No. Walton rebounding. Fox struggling with that basketball. He's looking for Walton, finally finds Luke. Stoudemire. Luke, Walton for 3, missing short. Tipped around, out of bounds. It should be Illinois. It will be.
What was interesting on that possession, Steve, you had Jason Gardner on the baseline, flattening out, coming off of screens. Luke Walton, the point forward. The offense running through Luke Walton. That's one of the reasons why he's averaging 6 assists a game.
We're at America West Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. The Southwest Showdown. First game is Arizona and Illinois. Number 7 against number 5. Frank Williams missing the 3. With the rebound, Luke Walton. He has had a terrific first half thus far. 10-0 run, the last 2:15.
Now Jason Gardner getting a little antsy. He's been scoring big numbers, so he wants to be aggressive, but he's got to stay smart. Don't force things.
Corey Bradford, nice move.
Corey Bradford, the key with him usually is making him put the ball on the floor, but he did a nice job of finishing off the play that time.
And the foul goes against Sean Harrington, sending Jason Gardner to the free throw line for 1 plus the penalty.
That's what happens when you're in the penalty situation like Illinois is, and they've been in it for a couple of minutes now. Any kind of contact, you get yourself a gift. A couple of free throws.
Boy, Marcus, more so in the college game. than any other. I mean, you can have 4 very good players, but if you've got a point guard, man, you've got a team that can go to the NCAA tournament. We had a chance to see that over the weekend. T.J. Ford, great young freshman point guard for Texas, and then Chris Thomas of Notre Dame.
The 2 top young point guards in college basketball, I'm convinced. TJ,
and we have 2 of the best junior point guards.
You're right. And TJ, those initials stand for these Jets. Like these Jets getting ready to take off. They've got some Jets out here. Jason Gardner, very, very fast and explosive point guard. Corey Bradford, outstanding shooter. Frank Williams, strong, versatile.
And a travel will be called against Illinois. It will go against Blandon Ferguson, a 6'4" junior, had just checked into the game. It's Arizona 17, Illinois 15, and Luke Walton has led this 10-0 run by Arizona with defensive plays like these. Burrow talking with Luke Walton, who's right in the middle, and there's Lute Olson visiting. And Luke Walton has had a marvelous first 13 minutes of this ball game.
Maybe one of the most intelligent players in college basketball. Great find over the top of Rick Anderson. Right there, great anticipation. And then a little stop-and-go hesitation move. Probably got away with an offensive foul, but that's okay. And then also doing the job off the glass, Luke Walton. A tremendous all-around game so far, and it's still early.
He has been a cool hand, Luke, for Lute Olson in this contest. 6 points, 2 rebounds, and the assist. He came 1 assist away from a triple-double in the last game, a loss to Kansas University 105-97 on Saturday. Stoudemire, Gardner backcourt with Fox, Anderson, and Lattimore front line.
Here's Dennis Lattimore, the freshman, trying to do some work inside. Nice job with the left hand. And this is where Fox can really hurt you. He's a big, powerful offensive rebounder that creates so much space for himself.
And Rick Anderson may have gone over the back. And if that is against Rick Anderson, it will be personal foul number 2.
Some good-looking youngsters for Arizona. The guards, Bynum, Stoudemire look good, but also the big guys, Dennis Lattimore, Isaiah Fox, do a good job inside of just going after the ball, staying aggressive. I mean, a lot of guys in this kind of a situation, freshmen against Illinois, one of the best teams in the country, would go into a shell and not play with that kind of aggressiveness. Not these big guys.
Illinois with that 3-guard look of Bradford, Head, and Ferguson, and Frank Williams in the game. Luther Head on the sideline, excuse me, and then the front line of Nick Smith and Demir Kripalja.
Well, you got to know your scouting report. If you're Salim Stoudemire, the freshman, Frank Williams is shooting 22% from the 3-point line. So you want to give him those looks from out there, make him knock down a couple before you close out as rapidly as Stoudemire did. That's what allowed him to get beat.
Bradford missing his specialty, but rebounding is Ferguson and knocking it away. Latimer, and now he grabs the rebound.
Now Bradford is a 44% 3-point shooter, so you don't want to give him a lot of room out there. So they've got to do something to free up Gardner. Right now, it's just all individual effort. Set some screens for him like that. Get the defense moving.
Yeah, he's being defended by 1, but the other 4 know where he is.
And they'll switch.
The moment.
Yeah, and with the 3-guard lineup that Illinois is using, they will switch between those 3 guards on anything that you do for Jason Gardner. Any kind of screen, pick-and-roll action, they're going to switch that.
Kripalja got low and beat Dennis Lattimore along that baseline.
I think needs to get the ball in Luke Walton's hands and let Jason Gardner almost play the role of like a 2-guard, come off some screens and look for things like that to get him open. Because right now Illinois just shadowing him, making it awful tough for him to even touch the basketball.
Lattimore with a nice power move gets fouled by Illinois, and he will be at the free throw line. Meantime, Lute Olson will take a chance. He'll get Channing Frye back in the game, who has 2 fouls already, the freshman.
Just some great ball movement again. 1-4. You got 4 guys on the perimeter, 1 guy inside. Kripalja with a nice pass over the top, the easy layup. But again, they're just isolating the young freshmen of Arizona, the freshman big people of Arizona, and trying to exploit the youth.
Fox makes the first of 2. Will Bynum checks back in, and he'll be replacing Salim Stoudemire, who kind of limps back to the sideline, and they might be checking his left knee. It's the area they're checking on young Salim Stoudemire, so Will Bynum must play well. Here's Channing Frye coming back in for Isaiah Fox, and Frye with 2 fouls, but there's the concern on the sideline for Stoudemire. 8 points for Luke Walton.
There's our original matchup. Frank Williams against Luke Walton. Williams had, nice job.
He gets his third steal of the game. Walton in, missing the shot. Tapped up and in by Dennis Lattimore.
Steve, Dennis Lattimore has done a really nice job filling in for Rick Anderson here for about a 5-minute stretch. I mean, nothing spectacular, but he's not hurt this team either. And that was a nice job on the offensive glass.
And Arizona actually beating Illinois on the offensive glass.
That was a major concern of the Arizona coaches, winning that battle of the board.
Down low, Illinois has it missed. But to the free throw line will be Brian Cook. Well, he took a chance with Channing Frye, and Frye picks up his third.
And this is just deflections. We've been talking about this the last couple of weeks. So Luke Walton having his hands in the proper position. Now he's going to miss the layup, but then you never assume that a shot is going to be made. Lattimore stays right with it. Gets that second tip to go down. But having your hands in the proper defensive position is going to allow you to deflect the basketball, which if you don't get the steal, you're going to disrupt the offense.
Isaiah Fox will come in, and he may have to play the remaining 8:55 of the first half because in the first 11 minutes, Channing Frye picked up 3 fouls. Brian Cook drops the free throw, and Cook pulls Illinois to within 3 points. And back in the game for Illinois, Jerrance Howard, a 6'1" sophomore from Peoria, Illinois. Frank Williams will get a breather.
And Howard relishing an opportunity to go against Jason Gardner.
And they're going to post up Jason, and a bad pass by Walton, and Walton complaining to the official, Bobby McCroy, that he was held as Gardner tried to run towards the baseline.
Yeah, and then I thought Howard got away with holding Jason Gardner as he cut off the UCLA screen. But look at the turnovers right there. Illinois 7 turnovers. Arizona, that was their first miscue of the ball game.
Cook trying to take Fox, and they throw it away. Picked off by Fox. Will Bynum. They swing it out to Gardner. And Gardner misses long, and a foul will be called, and a shove will go against the Illini, and Bill Self can't believe it.
Yeah, but that was good offense, good ball movement by Arizona. And then you got the big people to contend with this. Bill Self is just livid. Bill is beside himself.
He just thought it was, if it was anything, it was a jump ball.
Well, you know, you had
everybody was jumping up.
Yeah, you had Isaiah Fox sandwiched between 2 Illinois players, and I guess the officials thought that there was a little bit too much contact. That they had that Fox sandwich going on.
Well, we knew this was going to be a physical game.
Yeah, and I think they should let him play. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, on that play, it just looked like some incidental contact. I guess incidental contact is like minor surgery.
We talked with Dave Libby, who's the lead official of this game, about the physicality, and he said, hey, we have been told to control the physicality, particularly in the paint. A lot of hand checking in this game. And Arizona, again, has doubled up on free throws against Illinois.
I guess Bill Self says, hey, can you control it at their end, too, like you're controlling it at our end?
They swing it inside, almost a steal by Gardner. Now he does, and tips it to Luke Walton, but it goes out of bounds. Illinois will have it.
Illinois very careless with the basketball, especially the last 5 minutes.
Illinois hanging in, playing strong defense, but they are picking up fouls. It's Arizona by 5. Begins at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Net, your exclusive home for Sunday night ACC basketball. Leela, how's Salim Stoudemire?
Stoudemire was grimacing in pain. He hyperextended his left knee. They iced it. The ice is off. He's going back in. Back to you.
All right, Salim right now on that sideline, but given the okay if they need him. But the backcourt will be Jason Gardner and Will Bynum currently. And big front line of Lattimore, Walton, and Isaiah Fox. And that goes 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and a lot of weight on the 6'8", 6'9" part.
Some sturdy boys out there, and then Will Bynum, another sturdy built player, built low to the ground, a little bit stronger than Stoudemire.
With 1 second left in the shot clock, Corey Bradford had to take the 3 quickly, and he just barely misses off the back of the iron.
Watching Will Bynum warm up before the game, I mean, all he needs is 1 shot to go down. His first shot didn't draw iron, didn't draw backboard, so his confidence is down.
Gardner has his shot pinned against the glass, and he will be at the free throw line for 2.
But give Illinois credit. They've done a really good job defending Jason Gardner. And right there, you got the pressure release because he was overplayed on the wing, and that's a great pass inside. Some contact on the foul. But Arizona's got to go to more pressure releases like that when he is overplayed by Harrington, like on that possession. But who is the man that delivers? Luke Walton.
Marcus, you played with his father. Was Bill Walton the best passing big man, big center that you played with?
Without question. A very, very gifted passer. And passes like that, backdoor cuts, bounce passes, threading the needle, passes you wouldn't expect a guy 7 feet. Bill likes to say that he's only 6'11", but he's 7 feet. You don't expect 7-footers to make those kind of passes.
Well, Walton's been a big part of this 18-5 run, and they've only made 1 of 9 from the field. They've done it all from the line.
And it really helps the flow of your offense when you do have a big guy like Luke Walton, like a Bill Walton that can pass that effectively.
Bradford just weaved his way around Bynum's defense and drops it in to cut it to 5. That's 4 for Corey Bradford. Luke Walton comes back, misses badly. Give him an assist. Bank pass.
But again, Dennis Lattimore working the weak side of the glass. He probably knows in practice watching Luke shoot that he has a tendency to shoot those shots long from the right side, and he was right there.
Lattimore with 4, and Lattimore will pick up the personal foul as he went right over the back of Robert Archibald, and he will send a solid free throw shooter to the line.
Frank Williams, the penetration. Archibald gets the dish inside, and some contact, a lot of ball, but I thought a little bit of body too, enough to warrant a foul call on Lattimore. But Lattimore's done an excellent job. Offensive rebounding at the time. Offensive rebounding, Steve, you got to know your teammates, know your shooters, how they miss shots more than how they make shots. And then that gives you a jump on your defender in terms of going after the basketball.
Archibald 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Andrew Zahn will come in as Dennis Lattimore just picked up personal foul number 1, excuse me. And so Andrew Zahn will get some minutes.
Andrew Zahn out of the Diamond Union High School in Los Angeles. I had a chance to see his younger brother Adam Zahn play a couple of weeks ago. He is going to be a big timer. Senior, about 6'7", jumps out the gym. Andrew says that his younger brother unfortunately got all the athleticism. He got all the smarts.
Andrew trying to post up on Archibald. Gardner skips it over to Walton. Zahn, that may have been a charge, wasn't called.
And look at Harrington. Harrington just shadowing Jason Gardner. Good pick by Zahn.
Freezing up. Gardner with his first field goal of the game. It comes from deep in the right corner.
And kind of gives a little nod to Jason Gardner, like, yeah, I'm responsible for you getting that open shot. Just acknowledge that, young fella, and he does.
But I was very surprised that Andrew Zahn did not get a charge because he lowered his left shoulder.
Well, that's the second time. That's the second time Luke Walton had a similar non-call. But watch this good pick right there. Andrew Zahn taking out the defender, emancipating Jason Gardner, giving him an open look for the first time this game.
You remember when Luke... Oh, what happened there? That is the 3rd foul against Illinois. And Dave Livy, during the play, it came during a dead ball situation. And he said Archibald hooked his man, just pushing him away.
And Bill Self again. He just cannot believe the disparity in free throws, the disparity in fouls. But, you know, his team is turning the basketball over a lot also. I mean, that's one of the other reasons why that they're looking at an 8-point deficit. Soon to be 9, possibly 10.
12 fouls in the first half by Illinois, 8 for Arizona, and Andrew Zahn going to the foul line. That is the 3rd personal foul on Robert Archibald, and quite frankly, Marcus, I didn't see it.
I didn't either. You know, I was so busy running my mouth that I missed what was going on out there, but very rare you see fouls called in those kind of situations. And this is all, you know, I was waiting for that late whistle because of all the fouls, questionable fouls that have been called against Illinois, fouls not called against Arizona. You knew that this was going to happen.
And now Luke Walton picks up his 2nd foul. Channing Frye has 3, and Salim Stoudemire will go back into the game, replacing Walton.
And right here, Walton is going to stumble after the missed free throw. Kind of loses balance. You see the block out inside. 3 guys going for the basketball. And Luke Walton just decides to take the pack down and gets the foul call. That's a good call.
Brian Cook, meantime, at the free throw line, an 80% foul shooter. There it is, 12 over 9. And we told you about that Midwest Championship game where it was 36 over 23.
And it's starting to even up a little bit. For Illinois, the main thing for them is turnovers. They're turning the basketball over way too much. And Bynum needs something to go through the net for him.
How about that jump stop? I thought it might have been traveling. Isn't called. Bynum misses. There's Isaiah Fox with the power move. Now let's go.
Moving him out. Clearing him away.
He is a load at 6'9", 285. That's 8 points for Isaiah Fox, and that is a new career high for the young freshman. Fox tips it to Bynum.
Turnovers.
Numbers for Arizona, 4 on 3. Gardner for 3. And it will be Illinois basketball.
You know, neither team is really shooting the basketball effectively at all. Arizona with 9 for 31. Illinois 7 for 20. So that's something in the second half that both coaches hope will return.
Marcus, 11 more shots for Arizona.
That's the key. More possessions. That's what they talked about before the game.
All right, we have our 7-Up trivia question. Lute Olson has 36 NCAA tournament wins, 3rd most among active coaches. Who are the 2 coaches with more? Well, we can make some guesses. Probably very, very close.
Yeah, I think one is probably obvious. The other one not as obvious.
But they didn't play as many games in postseason when it was a smaller field.
That was active, right, that we were talking about.
Yes.
But we won't spoil it. Not just yet. But I tell you one thing, Arizona has been spoiling the offense. Illinois with their steals, Luke Walton, Jason Gardner, and then Illinois just making some sloppy ball handling decisions. Right there, ball just squirts loose. Will Bynum comes up with it. So they got to do a much better job, Illinois, of valuing the basketball.
That is such a key. 13 points of turnovers, and the lead is 9 for Arizona, and another miscue by Illinois. Last year, Arizona led the Pac-10 conference in steals with 8 per game.
Yeah, but these are almost like unforced errors. That time, Brian Cook, just a terrible decision. His offensive teammate had his back to him as a passer. He still tried to deliver the pass. And another turnover for Illinois.
Inside 5 minutes to play, first half.
There's a lot of firepower out here for Arizona. They've got 3 pretty good guards going.
Salim Stoudemire.
This is some firepower. Stoudemire, Bynum, and Gardner. I don't think I've seen Luke go to this combination a whole lot earlier this season.
And a foul will be called on Jason Gardner. So Luke Walton already on the sideline with 2 personal fouls. Jason Gardner now in a little bit of trouble as he just picked up his first personal. Channing Frye has 3. Meantime, Robert Archibald with 3 for Illinois.
And this is a gamble by Lute Olson. He puts the 3 small, quick guards out there. And the Illinois guards are bigger. They can post them up. You might lose something there, but I think the quickness factor for Arizona is going to be tough for Illinois to deal with.
They have not made a field goal in the last 3 minutes of the game. They are 7 for 20, but they again have taken now 12 fewer shots than Arizona. And when you talk to Lute Olson through the years, he'll say, we need more possessions than our opponents. That means win the turnover battle and limit offensive rebounds. Last year they did that, and they went to the championship game facing Duke and would lose, but they made it all the way to the final 2. Bynum has it partially blocked, and a foul is called against Andrew Zahn.
Bynum, an interesting player. He's got that huge kind of jump stop move when he goes to the middle of the floor. That time he hesitated. He should have jump stopped and rose right up and then just jump right up for the jump shot. He kind of hesitated, allowed the defender to recover and block the shot. But he's a very athletic young freshman out of Chicago.
Crane tech prep, averaged 27 points per game, and as a matter of fact, he had narrowed his choices to Arizona and Illinois. And Luther Head, who is a very good friend of his, they had the battle on which one would go where, and Bynum, of course, went to Arizona, and Luther Head went to Illinois. Meantime, Krapalja at the free throw line. Krapalja was the MVP of the Vegas tournament. Corey Bradford will go to sit down.
Another highly skilled European ball player. Can shoot the basketball, long, lanky, put it on the floor a little bit.
Both teams have made their foul shots. 12 of 14 Illinois, 13 for 17 is Arizona.
Illinois in a 2-3 zone. Changing up the defense.
Isaiah Fox, he had tried to bowl his way to the basket, and good defensive positioning by Damir Krapalja, and Fox picks up the foul, his first of the game, so Dennis Lattimore will come in.
Outstanding defense by Krapalja inside. Did not go for the up and under.
Salim Stoudemire has kept Arizona in front. West Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. Number 5 Illinois against number 7 Arizona. Steve Physiak, Marcus Johnson, Leila Feinstein with you. It is Arizona by 8, and Arizona lost 9 players from last year's team, including the top 4 scorers. I mean, they lost Gilbert Arenas, who averaged 16 points per game. They also lost the very talented Richard Jefferson, who averaged 11 points per game. Michael Wright went out early. He averaged 16, and to add to that, Lauren Woods, who was a senior, I mean, check it out. 66 points per game, 30 rebounds. We didn't even mention Eugene Edgerson, who was so physical off the bench, or Justin Wessel, or Lamont Frazier. 9 players Lute Olson lost, and I think that's why they must change the rule, the NCAA, of only allowing you to get 5 scholarship players, because what happens is they wind up with walk-ons in practicing against the first teamers.
It hurts the quality of your practices, and then you get penalized for guys leaving school early. That shouldn't be the case. It's a carrying violation. I like that. Let's clean up the game. Get it back to the fundamentals. Learn how to dribble correctly.
Just the 3rd turnover by Arizona. Let's go to Leila.
That's right. Bill Self was just over there reprimanding his guys. He was all over them about their rebounding. Meanwhile, in the team huddle for Arizona, Isaiah Fox was saying, let's go, guys. We have to keep this lead. We're doing great. We got to keep it going. Steve?
But another foul by Arizona, Leila, and it was Andrew Zahn who picks up his 2nd personal foul. He is a big physical kid, goes 6'9", 254. But Marcus, you remember when they won the national championship? Yeah, they had the 3 quick cats in Miles Simon, Mike Bibby, and Michael Dickerson, but they had A.J. Bramlett, Donnell Harris, and Bennett Davis, and those were 3 big men that gave him 15 fouls, and he has size on his, not a lot of experience.
Well, that's all Lute needs. I mean, you give Lute Olson is a master of recognizing guard talent. And then you just get a couple of big guys like Bramlett and Davidson for that team, 6'8" rebounders and shot blockers. That's all he's looking for. This team, he's got the shot blockers, the big guys, but they're also space eaters. They're big, huge, wide bodies, and I like that even better.
Bynum's taking it to the hoop, gives it off to Zahn, and then it is knocked out of bounds by Illinois, so they will still have it with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Coming up at halftime, the National Sports Report with Kevin Frazier, the Wooden Award nominee, and first half stats and highlights.
I mean, those 3 quick players on the floor at the same time. You remember Dickerson, Miles Simon, Mike Bibby. They put so much pressure on your defense. You know, it's like pick your poison. You can't stop all 3, and that's what Lute is hoping that these guys will develop into. Will Bynum and Stoudemire.
And Coach Olson began this year unranked in the top 25, but after wins over Maryland, Florida, and Texas, they jumped all the way to 4th, then lost Saturday to Kansas 105-97. They have the toughest schedule in the country. Coming up, they've got Maryland. Well, I mean, they've got UConn, Illinois, Purdue, Michigan State. The conference season opens December 20th at Oregon State in Oregon. I mean, with 6 freshmen.
Yeah.
But he thought he would have Michael Wright, Richard Jefferson, and Gilbert Arenas for this season. They left early for the pros.
They got to make do with what you got.
Stoudemire missing the three, and he did not come back and help out defensively, and Luther Head just loses the dribble out of bounds.
Is there something wrong with the basketball? This is like a greased pig for Illinois out here. They just can't seem to find a handle.
13 turnovers for Illinois to Arizona's 3.
That's just the first half alone. That was an unusual play, the way he had lost the handle on that one. But
I mean, Arizona's only shooting 29%, Marcus, and they're up by 6 points.
That's why they're up by 6, because Illinois cannot take care of the basketball. And you touched on it, Steve. Extra possessions. Arizona's getting them. Illinois isn't. Let's free him up, set some screens for Jason Gardner, help him out offensively.
Salim Stoudemire for 3.
Again, a lot of firepower. These 3 guards, Bynum, Gardner, Stoudemire can all fill it up and fill it up in a hurry. All have quick feet, all can defend on the perimeter.
Marcus, I've never heard anything like this. It has been almost 5 minutes since Illinois attempted a field goal.
I was going to say, they haven't gotten many. We talked about them having scored in 3 minutes. I'm like, have they shot the ball in 3 minutes? And that was a couple of minutes ago. So turnovers, they're killing them. A nice job by Jason Gardner creating, drawing a couple of defenders, finding Salim Stoudemire. Salim Stoudemire, Steve, at Lake Oswego High School outside of Portland, averaged 28.6 points a game as a freshman. Had a 60-plus point game.
Isaiah Fox coming back in with a career best 8 points tonight. As you're talking about Stoudemire, Oregon's all-time leading scorer, past Freddie Jones. Playing for Oregon now.
We will see him. We will see him again. Had a terrific game against Louisville, Freddie Jones. But I like what Bill Self just did. His player went out disgusted, threw his gum down at Bill Self's feet. Bill Self made him pick it up. It was a Luther Head.
Will find him outside. Now Arizona's going deep and hitting home runs.
Here they go. I'm telling you, these 3 guards can put up points and put them up in a hurry.
5:03. There's the field goal attempt.
They're just happy to get a shot off.
There's the second field goal attempt.
Now we're rolling. And here they come. You got the court spread.
Maybe a little earlier than Lute Olson wanted, but he'll take that.
Well, it's okay. He knocked down that last jump shot. I talked about him. All they needed was one to go through the hoop. He's got some great individual stuff going on. He knocked down his last jump shot, so it's okay for him to come down and take a quick early this time down.
The freshmen. They'll drive you crazy, but they'll make shots like these.
I mean, that's a deep 3. He's standing on the NBA three-point line. That's about a 24-foot shot. And here he is again. This is what got him started. The first shot that went down for him. And that's when you start feeling good. Just need something to go through the net. Something to tickle the twine. Something to tickle the twine, Steve.
Well, he was really special coming out of high school at trained for Tech Prep, averaging 27 points a game. 4 times all-Chicago-rated young man.
Well, he's got some off-the-dribble stuff that you don't see many seniors with. The way he can shoot the ball quickly off the dribble. Ball handling skills, the ability to shake his defender, as the young fellas like to say. He can shake you.
A couple other really good point guards who went out of the state to go elsewhere. Isaiah Thomas went to Indiana. And then, of course, there was Tim Hardaway, who left Chicago for University of Texas El Paso. And here comes Lattimore. He will miss the layup, but it was off the glass and blocked. It's goaltending, and 2 more for the Wildcats, who will open up a 15-point lead.
We've got a junior and 4 freshmen out here for Arizona getting it done, and Will Bynum is really feeling his oats right now. He's feeling good about himself as a ball player.
And you can just see the confidence just coming out of the faces of the Arizona freshmen. Sean Harrington missing the 3. What's gone on? They are 7 for 24 and 1 of 10 from three-point range.
And you know, we talked about them not shooting for 5 minutes. Well, the last 4 shots that they've had have not been close.
Isaiah Fox trying to go with the power move, and he is fouled by Brian Cook.
And Bill Self talked about this team's personality. I mean, you don't have the strong personalities. They miss a Lucas Johnson, for example, who tore up his ACL and is expected back around February. Sergio McClain, Marcus Griffin, all these guys kind of brought a tenacity to this basketball team, especially at the defensive end, and that's what they're missing. He calls these guys like a bunch of nice guys who just don't have what it takes inside maybe to be those kinds of leaders. But of course, he's trying to tweak his team a little bit and get in their heads a little bit also.
Sometimes you have to do that.
You got to do it.
Who's going to step forward?
Well, especially at this stage of the season. I mean, this is the time that you do all that kind of stuff and play the psychological mind games, kick them out of practice. Get out of here. I don't want to see y'all.
But if you have a guy like Lucas Johnson who's throwing his body around, it's contagious.
It makes a difference. It makes a major difference. I watched him play a lot last year and really enjoyed this young man because, as you mentioned, I mean, he comes out and plays so hard that as a teammate, you feel guilty if you don't match his intensity.
Shot clock is off. Illinois can go for the final shot of the half. They find themselves down by 16 points to the University of Arizona, a surprising young team in 2001-2002. Stoudemire takes Harrington. Gardner's on Williams.
Frank Williams wants to take that last shot there. Probably set something up for him to get a little ISO mistake to pick up the dribble that far out, but Bradford bails him out.
Gardner just checked the clock defensively. Now he'll back away from Williams. Williams knocks him down. Frank finds Bradford, corner, and it is blocked.
Good deal.
And Arizona with outstanding defense throughout this first half. They hold Illinois to only 31. Will Bynum with 2 big threes late. Lute Olson has to be proud of the way his freshmen have grown up tonight. Call 1-800-CRANK-IT for the dealer nearest you. Buy Staples. Yeah, we've got that. Buy Pep Boys. All you need to know is where to go. And buy 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. And we welcome you back to America West Arena, where the number 5 team in the nation is down to number 7 Arizona, 47-31. Steve Physiak along with Marcus Johnson. We told you how physical this game would be, and it has. But Illinois has hurt themselves with 13 turnovers to Arizona's 3.
Yeah, and that 13 turnovers and then shooting just 28% from the field. And a lot of those turnovers seem unforced errors. They got to take care of the basketball.
And Arizona's freshmen doing the job, like Isaiah Fox. The freshmen have 29 points.
Yeah, listen to Isaiah Fox, 6'9", about 260, creates space for himself on the floor.
Frank Williams for Illinois started early and gave him a 6-point lead.
Yeah, nice move there. Here, a nice little reverse layup. But that's the only 2 field goals of the first half of Frank Williams. Illinois needs scoring from their leader.
He is 4 of 4 from the line, but 2 of 7 from the floor. Isaiah Fox, who came in only making 5 of 12 free throws, he's 7 of 8.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
And there's our first half stats. And the points off turnovers, the difference in the game is 16 points, and it's 18 over 2, 16 points.
Wow, I mean, that's incredible that Illinois, a veteran team, can come in here and commit 13 turnovers, give up 18 points, all in the first half. Again, value the basketball.
It is all Arizona. At about the 15-minute mark of the first half, they took off, and Arizona with a 16-point lead over number 5. It's a heck of a second half to come back on Arizona. The Fighting Illini will go with the 3-guard lineup of Sean Harrington, Corey Bradford, Frank Williams with a 2-man front line, Robert Archibald, and Demir Kripalya. Arizona in white comes out with Jason Gardner, Will Bynum, Channing Frye, Rick Anderson, and Luke Walton.
And Kripalya very active inside.
Well, they got the shot they wanted with the 3-pointer attack. Kripalya, Harrington, but they'll have to settle for the old-fashioned 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's why I think Bill Self started Kripalya here in the second half, because of his activity inside, posting up, did a great job sealing. And then you got Harrington, the long ball threat out there to kind of stretch out the defense. But right here, Harrington going to take the 3-pointer miss, but Kripalya was doing his dirty work early, Steve. He was working before that shot was taken. He worked for inside position, did a great job of anticipating where the ball was going to come off the glass. And that's a good way for this Fighting Illini team to come out fighting.
And the 3rd foul against Luke Walton. And Coach Olson will take out Rick Anderson. And Walton stays in with 6 points and 3 fouls. And Anderson goes to the sideline. That is an interesting move with Dennis Lattimore coming in the game, so they'll get bigger as they face them with Kripalya and Archibald.
Yeah, Rick Anderson more of a small forward body. Lattimore all power.
Nice pass by Walton, but Lattimore cannot finish the 12-footer in the lane. Williams going against Walton.
And let's see if he tries to take Walton like he did in the first half. He does.
Brad Bradford inside the three-point arc, misses the bank. Walton with the rip. Walton, bounce pass to Bynum, outside deep to Gardner. 4 3.
And that was for Tracy, the birthday girl, the sister of Jason Gardner. He said, please mention her name when I hit a three-pointer. And he did, so I mentioned it.
And two Illini celebrating birthdays today, Brian Cook and Corey Bradford. But now they've had an unpleasant birthday present as they have not played well against number 7 Arizona.
And here they go again, throwing the ball all around Illinois.
Williams missing. They can't buy a basket. Now 8 for 29.
You know, and Frank Williams not known as a great outside shooter. As you see what Arizona's done since starting 1 and 5 from long range, knocked down 5 of 7.
Walton misses. I mean, at one point, Illinois had a 13-7 lead, but Arizona went on an 18-5 run. Williams misses the slam. No foul call. Bynum left side. Harrington will defend.
I mean, that's when you know things are going bad for you. Something's rotten in Denmark. You come down and miss a dunk.
Bynum misses the 3. Williams gets in that paint and scores.
And that's where Frank Williams has got to do. He's got to find his comfort zone. His outside shot obviously is not falling like he would like it to. So he's got to start attacking the rack, going to the glass, doing what he's got to do to score points.
He's got 10 now. They're within 14.
Bradford is struggling. He's struggling with his long ball shot especially. So, I mean, Frank Williams has got to carry this team unless somebody else can step up.
Luke Walton with the fade.
And see, that's the advantage that Arizona has at their offensive end when Walton and Frank Williams are matched up. They got matched up that time down at Arizona's offensive end, and Luke with the 5-inch advantage can shoot over him all day.
Bynum defending Bradford. Krapalia moves inside the arc, bounce pass into Archibald. Nice with the left hand.
And Krapalia has given his team a little bit of a lift here early in the second half. Offensive rebound, put back in, foul. That time a nice high-low feed inside. Speaking of high-low feeds.
Channing Frye went over the back and he fouls Robert Archibald, and that will be the 4th foul on Channing Frye. He's a young man who grew up in these parts. Channing Frye went to nearby St. Mary's High School, led St. Mary's to the state championship, averaging 22 points per game. He was excited about starting as he played well defensively for Lute Olson in their loss to Kansas on Saturday. So Frye out, Anderson back in. Rick Anderson playing with 2 fouls.
Well, and you got these 4 guys with Lattimore, Fox, Anderson, Frye that you can rotate, that you don't have to worry about one guy getting in foul trouble, blowing your whole defensive scheme.
Fox grabs the miss. He looks for Bynum instead, goes to Walton. 16.5 to play in this basketball game featuring number 5 Arizona and number 6 Arizona, and it is Jason Gardner going deep.
Talk about stop on a dime. I mean, he pulled up abruptly.
11 now for Jason Gardner and 2 threes in this half.
And he was slow getting started, but now he's starting to heat up, and that's bad news for Illinois.
And a foul will be called against Arizona. And
Isaiah Fox, the freshman, a little bit out of his position initially, but that's not a bad foul. Nothing easy inside. The no layup rule in effect, in full effect. But watch this abrupt pull up by Jason Gardner off that right foot. Caught Bradford off guard, off balance, and then just drained it.
And do you think if I told you that Jason Gardner would have 5 points with 1 of 5 shooting from the floor in the first half and Arizona would be up 16, you think I'd be telling you the truth?
Just lying through your teeth. You're like, what?
Lattimore comes in for Fox. Bynum will talk to Rodney Tension, his assistant coach.
Like somebody spiking your popcorn. But they've gotten good production from other areas. And that 3-guard lineup of Stoudemire, Bynum, and Gardner at the same time in the first half was an effective one that I'm sure we'll see Lute Olson go to at least some here as Illinois. They're going to go back to that 1-2-2 3-quarter court press that was somewhat effective in the first half. Didn't force a lot of turnovers, but it did kind of slow Arizona down, get them a little bit out of sync, and kind of goaded them into taking quick shots.
When they've gotten into Walton's hands on the right side, they've had success, and they just did there. And here's Gardner in the lane getting it to Lattimore, and he powers it up, has it knocked away. Bradford picks up a loose basketball.
And that's all you want that press to do. Get one of these young guys trying to force a shot inside.
Corey's had some nice moves. He just can't finish. Rick Anderson. He hits.
That's how you run the fast break. Get it to your point guard in the middle of the floor, run the wings, deliver the basketball right at the right time, and then bury the jump shot if you're Rick Anderson.
And Rick Anderson has opened up a 19-point lead on the number 5 team in the nation, the Illinois Fighting Illini, bringing these Cat fans to their feet. 18 points, and how about our shot-by-shot-by accuracy?
Well, this is Corey Bradford in the first half, and what's interesting, 15 of his 25 field goals this season have been behind the arc, but you see here, all 5 of his misses in the first half, 3-point shots to 2 makes, 2-point shots, go figure, but that's been the kind of night it's been for Illinois.
12.5 season average, 5 tonight. Meantime, Arizona started 1 for 5 from three-point range. They are 7 for 11 since, and 8 for 16 now for the game. 1 for 13 is Illinois, who's usually a fine 3-shooting team.
And they're still looking to try and get Bradford off, but he is not aggressively looking to shoot the basketball. He wants no part of those 3-point shots.
Archibald got low and drops the left-hander in over Lattimore.
And that's been pretty effective. The big guys, Brian Cook, Archibald, that time, some high-low action, seal your man on your back, get it to the free throw line, toss it right over the top.
Bill Self knows to come back in this game, they must do it in little 2-minute bursts. Cut 4 here, cut 4, and for another 2 minutes.
And the Arizona's got to stay aggressive, too. They can't get into their prevent offense, just trying to, while away the minutes on the clock.
Nice move by Rick Anderson. Misses the layup. Scrambles for the loose basketball. Held ball situation. And Lute Olson just applauding the play of his junior as he hustled on the floor. And a great drop step move down the left side.
Yeah, just could not get it to fall for him down there. But again, good footwork on the part of Rick, formerly Ricky Anderson, out of Long Beach. Dad played for Lute Olson at Long Beach City College. I'm sure he saw a little bit of Rick's father in that hustle and diving on the floor.
It's a multifaceted sports family. I mean, brother Rob was in the Arizona golf team. Sister played volleyball. His uncle played baseball at Arizona. Of course, Dad played for Lute Olson at Long Beach City College, and now Arizona trying to open their lead up even more. Jason Gardner faking the 3 over Bradford.
Like what Rick says, he is still looking for that perfect wave.
He's a surfer as well.
I don't think he's talking about Pepperdine.
No.
Again, the offense running through Luke Walton at the top of the key. Smart move by, that could be offense, yeah.
It is a foul against Jason Gardner. Let's go to Lila Feinstein.
Bill Self told his fellas during halftime that their goal in this second half is to get it under 10 with 10 minutes left. He doesn't have much time to do that. Back to you, Steve.
He's got 4:22 to cut 7 points off that lead, but Illinois has the basketball here. Just those 2-minute bursts.
Well, they've got their scorers back in there. Bradford can score, obviously, but Harrington can shoot the basketball. And Krapalja's done a nice job when he's gotten the ball down low in the post.
Krapalja got it low in the post, and again, they're doing high-low against Arizona, and they haven't figured it out, and that's back-to-back scores.
Well, as a defender, when you're defending the passer, you've got to put more pressure on the big guy passing. They're dropping off that guy at the free throw line because he's not a shooter, but it's allowing him to look right over the top and just pick the defense apart.
Walton bounce pass to Rick Anderson. He's got eyes in the back of his head. Anderson taps it in. They move it around to Bradford. Walton slips over to defend Corey Bradford.
See, they go right back to the high-low. And that time, Cook had his man sealed, but Krapalja didn't deliver the pass.
And the steal by Lattimore.
Got to deliver it when the guy's open.
8 steals for Arizona, and the result has been too many easy turnover points for the Wildcats against the Illini. We told you at halftime they had 16 more points than Illinois off turnovers, and that was the difference in the first half lead.
But Illinois doing a bit better at taking care of the basketball here early in the second half. But still, offense is not as easy to come by.
Lead 17, make it 15 on a nice baseline drive by Frank Williams.
And that time Gardner caught naked on the baseline. Whenever you force a guy baseline, you expect to have some help. When these big guys have got to rotate over a little sooner than that, there was no ball vision that time by the big defenders of Arizona. Got to see the ball.
Anderson was wide open, misses short.
Okay, now the momentum of this game is slowly starting to change a little bit.
And Cook got alone, and all of a sudden it is a 13-point game. Lute Olson noticed the change in momentum and quickly calls the timeout.
Yeah, that's a good timeout by Lute. I mean, these guys are falling asleep. First you get Gardner beat on the baseline by Frank Williams for an easy layup. And then the next time down, Cook, the wide open layup inside with no defender in sight.
Illinois coming back on Arizona, 60-47 with plenty of time left. On an 8-2 run the last 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and they've come back on plays like this by Frank Williams.
And that's just bad defense, porous defense on the part of Arizona. Jason Gardner expecting help on the baseline. And then right here, Brian Cook, no excuse to allow this big guy to sneak behind your last line of defenders and get an uncontested layup. How can you miss a guy that big? You got to find him, locate him, get to him. And Lute Olson let his guys know about that.
Illinois has outscored Arizona 26-18 on points in the paint. It's been points off turnovers that have killed Illinois. Here's Jason Gardner working against Corey Bradford, and a steal by Walton. Bad pass, almost went awry. Picked off by Walton. Salim Stoudemire missing short, knocked out of bounds, and that will be Arizona's basketball. Let's go to Leila Feinstein with an update on Lute Olson.
During that last team huddle, Lute looked straight at Ricky Anderson. He asked him, can you guard anybody or what? Then he looked at everyone. He said, if I hear any more talking back out there, you'll all be running for the rest of the week. Steve?
There you go.
That's the way to get it done, Coach. And here's Lute Walton with a miss.
But now the lid on the Arizona basket now. Let's see if Illinois can capitalize. This is an opportunity to cut into this lead.
Well, they started 4 for 4, including... They've been 4 for 4 after starting 3 for 10 this half, and they've done it with that high-low entry pass and using bigs to enter the ball.
Yeah, doing a good job. But again, Arizona's got to adjust their defensive philosophy and put more pressure on those bigs. Can Bradford knock down a shot? No. Continues.
What is he, 0 for 6 from three-point range?
Yeah, that was a huge one right there, because now then you cut the lead to 10 if you knock that one down right where Bill Self wanted his basketball team.
A foul against Illinois. Robert Archibald's 4th foul. Illinois trying to come back, but one of their best big men missed. Go to that sideline. Trying to hold off Illinois. It's a new show everyone's been talking about, the Best Damn Sports Show, period. It's a new nightly show that features a comedian who's a die-hard sports fan and a bunch of ex-jocks who really know the game. Critics are calling it a collision of sports and comedy. It's the Best Damn Sports Show, period. Weeknights at 7:30 and 11:30 only on Fox Sports Net. We asked that 7-Up trivia question earlier. Coach Olson has 36 NCAA tournament wins, 3rd most among active coaches. Who are the other 2? And I bet a lot of people got the answer right.
Yeah, Mike Krzyzewski, Bobby Knight, 56 and 42 respectively. Bobby Knight doing a great job in his new gig
at Texas Tech. Inside, Arizona answers with solid inside play, and that's 11 points now for Isaiah Fox. He continues his career best. Prior to this had been his 6 points against Texas.
Nice soft touch on the jump hook, but the main thing with that play, great position inside. That's 90% of it, the position that you establish inside.
Sean Harrington, what was that?
Bad shot, bad decision. He had a man wide open to his right.
Jason Gardner missing the 3. Paul Yu grabs the rebound. Big possession for Illinois.
Yeah, and Jason Gardner got to play just a little bit more under control than that.
And so does Corey Bradford.
Yep. He can't get a little wild now. Jason Gardner, smart play by the point guard. Realize that you're a little bit out of sorts offensively. Pull it back out, settle it down, get something good.
Isaiah Fox has it knocked away. Bradford with the steal. Illinois has numbers, 3 on 2. Bradford takes it all the way up. No good. Is it a charge? Is it a block?
Stay tuned.
Official has not made the call.
Salim Stoudemire did a good job, though, of hanging in there and taking this blow from Corey Bradford. Bradford's not a little man. Stoudemire takes the hit, but Bradford seems to be hurt a little more than Stoudemire. But here Bradford, Gardner going to let him go. Stoudemire hustles down, gets good position, gets another turnover, picks up the offensive foul.
And Bill Self knows that his team has plenty of time to come back. They're only down 15 with 10:54, but they have not had 3 strong last 3 possessions.
Yeah, not at all. I mean for either team, actually, Arizona be particularly strong possessions either. That's why you need to settle this game down right now if you're Jason Gardner and get it to your point forward and run some offense through him.
Landon Ferguson comes to the game and will defend Luke Walton. He wants it in the low block. He gets it. He finds his man Lattimore, who has it ripped from him by Ferguson.
I mean, wow.
Williams with a nice move after he got hit across the nose, and Bill Self is mad that there's no call.
Got pummeled.
Close to getting the technical. Dave Libby's over with Bill Self, and he just warned him. Frank Williams, though, meantime, got hit right across the bridge of the nose, and Bill going to his defense.
And I'm not sure I like the way they do this, how they stop the action. You know, I'm not saying Frank Williams is not hurt if he does a nice spin move. Watch the strength of Frank Williams. Take the ball back from Jason Gardner. Power up the layup. And you're not going to say that he's not hurt, but it's almost like you penalize Arizona. They get it out quickly, and now all of a sudden, I don't know. I won't belabor the point, but you can fake that injury. If I saw my team at a disadvantage, I'd be like, ref, oh, crap, oh. They'd be like, whatever.
Well, we have three strong officials in Stanley Reynolds, Dave Libby, and Bobby McCroy. But boy, they have had to officiate a very physical game from the very beginning. And there's a steal by Frank Williams. He gives it up. Ferguson with the finish, and Illinois has cut it to 11.
Bill Self said he wanted it under 10 with 10 minutes left. Well, it's 11 points with just under 10 minutes left, so he is right there. And the Arizona faithful here in Phoenix are feeling the pressure, feeling the momentum of this game switch toward the Illinois side. Oh, that's an offensive foul on Stoudemire.
Nice block by Kropolia. Anderson tried to call a timeout. Did he get it? Yes, he did. He did not really have control along the baseline, falling out of bounds. He yelled at the official, timeout, timeout, and he got it.
Heads up play by Rick Anderson. Watch this steal by Frank Williams, and just carelessness by Jason Gardner right here. Careless with the basketball. Quick hands here. Give me that. And then he's off to the races. And right here, Williams does a nice job not trying to force things himself. Finds a teammate. Dishes off, gets the two. But Illinois, they've tightened up the defense. They're also playing physical basketball, and the officials are allowing them to play a lot more physically than they did in the first half.
And Bill Self is getting after his troops. They had three horrific decisions made on trips down the floor. Yeah. Now they've suddenly gotten back into it, and they've had three solid trips down the floor. Frank Williams has led them with 14 points and a couple of assists, and Illinois is within 11 points. Well, they had to come from behind in the Midwest Region Championship game last year before falling by 6.
And this is where a young team has a tendency to collapse if you're Arizona. This is when the juniors, Rick Anderson, Luke Walton with the ball, they've got to settle things down.
Was that shot too early?
That's not how you settle things down. I mean, if you're an automatic long-range bomber, that shot's not bad. But for Luke Walton, that's not the strength of his game. The strength of his game is playmaking. Where's Kropolia? Kropolia has been quiet here. I'd like to see him down in the low box where he could be extremely effective.
They want to go high-low with Kropolia from the top down to Cook, and Cook scores, and it's a 9-point game.
This is where Illinois has done most of its damage here in the second half. In the paint, the two big guys working the high-low, Kropolia and Brian Cook.
Now how will Lute Olson's freshmen handle the pressure of Illinois, one of the top teams in the nation. So many return from a year ago, 9. Here's Rick Anderson answering well and pushes it back to 11.
The two juniors slipping the screen. Rick Anderson, Jason Gardner with the find, the beautiful bounce pass right in the soft part of that zone, right at the free throw line.
High-low, Kropolia, no. Picked off by Ferguson, dropped in for Illinois.
And Bill Self likes what he's getting out of that high-low. Not only do you get a good shot, but good rebounding balance.
A foul will be called against Illinois as Walton drove that baseline, and 3 orange jerseys just suffocated him.
Like a swarming football defense on a running back. They surrounded the basketball, covered him up. Here's Walton going to penetrate baseline. Watch that, 3 guys all around, and right there, the swipe on the basketball I think was the foul, but just a good job collapsing on defense by Illinois.
Arizona by 11.
Now, if they could get Corey Bradford, Steve, to hit something, just to hit the broadside of a barn, you know.
I mean, he came in shooting 44% from three-point range, and he hasn't made one. 0 for 6.
Just hit the broadside of the barn. Hit something. Hit something. He's too good of a shooter just to be shut down and shut out like this.
Anderson working for Polly up, and that is
good call.
A turnover against Arizona.
And Rick Anderson made a good play the last position, but this time trying to do just a little too much with the footwork.
We're going to have a heck of a finish. 8:15 to go. Wildcats by 9, but Arizona with the basketball.
If they could get Bradford off here, and I know the high-low has been working beautifully, but you got to figure Corey Bradford has carried you during his career at Illinois.
And they have the freshman defending him, Will Bynum. They drop it low. They work it in beautifully. And scoring is Brian Cook.
A nice job by Frank Williams, the junior, on the penetration. You draw the defense, finds Cook for the easy 2. The Arizona defense has got to get better. You've got to shore it up. It's a little bit too lax right now.
Will Bynum. No. Rebound, Jason Gardner. He'll put back up the 3. It rims out. Bradford rebounds.
I mean, that's a shot you could get at any time of the possession. That long three-pointer by Jason Gardner. I know he's got the green light, but he's got to play a little bit smarter than that.
They are killing Arizona inside, and all the Cats can do is foul.
Kapoya, great pass inside from Frank Williams. But Kapoya does a great job of finding the openings and establishing position. I talked about it. 90% of that stuff is getting good position inside. And for some reason, Rick Anderson, as Lute Olson talked about, is having a hard time finding his man.
And that is the 4th foul on Rick Anderson. Illinois has absolutely ripped apart Arizona in the lane.
Yeah, in the first half, it was a different story. Second half, Illinois is turning it around. A lot up behind the high-low offense. Papaya, Brian Cook.
Is that tough for a freshman to understand when to play in front, when to play behind on a high-low, when it's being entered by a 6'9" player?
Well, you know, it's tough. I think what's going on is that pass is being made so easily from the free throw line that makes it tough, because then you're caught in between. If you front and your guy seals you properly and forces you, walks you up the lane to create space behind you, then you're dead. If you play behind him and he backs you up under the basket, then you're dead. The pressure's got to come on the passer. Got to make that pass a little more difficult.
7.5 to go. Illinois coming back. They have cut that Wildcat lead from 19 points down to 5. Brian Cook, key on this comeback. Making noise on the floor, cutting a 19-point lead to just 5, but is Arizona making it a little too easy?
Yeah, they are just not making smart decisions, but Frank Williams has played a spectacular game in the second half. Right there, blows by Jason Gardner on the baseline. Here, Steele, give me that. Jason Gardner, little carrot with the basketball, and then nice job finding Blandon Ferguson in transition for the easy 2. Frank Williams has led his team back into this game.
Points off turnovers beginning to change. Arizona with 8 in the second half.
But see, now Arizona has that three-guard tandem that was so effective late in the first half. Stoudemire, Gardner, Bynum, and then another passer in Luke Walton.
Will Bynum inside, count the basket, a chance for 3.
I like this offense. You open things up, you get some cutters going, you get the ball in Walton's hands, you got some shooters on the outside, and Gardner and Stoudemire. But there's the pressure release, get it to Luke, go back door. Defender loses sight of the basketball, and then Bynum with the strength and the athleticism to power it up, take the hit, and the soft little kiss off the backboard. Beautiful play by the freshman out of Chicago, Will Bynum.
And Bynum gets the 3-point play, and Arizona goes back in front by 8 points. And that is, I think, the 3rd straight timeout that Lute Olson's team has come out with success on a play. Beautifully designed.
Markham, a good coach, but now 1-2-2 zone, your 3 small guys, the 3 Mises on the outside, the 2 big guys, the pillars, Fox and Walton on the inside.
Cook just lost it out of his hands.
See, that'll stop that high-low. That's the one thing that Lute Olson was concerned about. So you go to the 1-2-2 zone out of the man-to-man, and you stop that high-low stuff.
Walton got fouled as he tried to rip to the hoop. Let's go to Lila Feinstein.
Bill Self just told his fellas, he said, you've done what I asked you in the first half. You shifted the momentum. Now it's time to stay calm and focused. He said, it's anyone's ball game right now. It's time to get tough. He repeated it right before they left. He said, guys, it's time to get tough.
Leela, they were down by 19 points with 15.5 to go in this game. They went on a 20-6 run, and 18 of those 20 points were points in the paint. They were not going to just stay away and hit three-pointers, bombs away to try to get back in. That's old Big Ten Illinois basketball.
Power basketball, black and blue basketball.
Shot clock down to 15. Isaiah Fox, that should be an offensive foul. No, it's a travel prior to, but he really kind of took his backside like Mad Dog Mark Madsen used to do in the Pac-10 conference.
We've got to have a better idea of space out there where your defender is. Does slide the pivot foot, but they didn't really need to bogart that much on the inside. I mean, he's got the soft jump hook. Just keep him on your left shoulder and go for it. He tried to clear out his defender and go for the jump hook at the same time.
So Fox will go to the sideline. Salim Stoudemire, Will Bynum will be in the backcourt with Jason Gardner, and Lattimore is in with Luke Walton on the front line.
Arizona back to the man-to-man defense.
Archibald left hand goes. Frank Williams doing the penetration and kick.
I mean, I almost, if you're Lute Olson, you almost want to think about maybe going back to that zone, especially with the three, or the amount, the plethora of youngsters that you got on the floor right now. Kind of simplify things for them defensively, because right now they're having a hard time solving Illinois' offense, and basically their offense is either high-low or get it to Frank Williams and let him penetrate.
Will Bynum faking the three, moving inside, and trying to just loop it into Lattimore. It goes off the back of an Illinois player.
Some confusion. Oh, they're going to
they're changing the call.
Some confusion. You had two refs with two different calls. And after conferring with each other, Stan Reynolds, Bobby McRoy, they decided to give Illinois the benefit. But that was a case of Will Bynum over-penetrating. I mean, he could have pulled up for about a 5 to 7 foot shot in the paint, but tried to get it down a little closer. Kept his pivot foot. That's no travel there, but right there is when he should have pulled up. And Big Guy Archibald does a nice job staying in there, taking the hit.
Best thing about freshmen, they become sophomores. And they've got some good and talented ones, but they're only going to get better.
They're still freshmen. I mean, that's the thing that
experience is another word for mistakes.
Yep. I mean, they're surprised. They played like freshmen against Kansas. That's, you know, that's no surprise.
Looked like Lute Olson was telling them, well, you can't keep trouble from coming, but you don't have to offer it a chair. Trouble was coming at him, went around.
You've been hanging around Sparky Anderson too long. Like some old homespun wisdom.
Yeah.
But now Arizona needs a positive possession right now. Jason Gardner has been their leader, their mainstay up to this point of the season. He needs to go ahead and take control of this offense.
Walton on the drive. No, and a foul. If it's against Archibald, he is gone.
I think it's against Bradford, I believe.
You're right, because Archibald was like, it wasn't me.
Begging, pleading. But Luke Walton, nice job putting his head down. And for a guy, you know, 6'8" Luke Walton, you don't think of him as being particularly fleet of foot, but he's showing a nice explosive first step to get by smaller defenders.
It's Corey Bradford's fourth foul, and he's shaking his head like, what kind of game have I had? 2 for 12 from the floor, 0 for 6 from three-point range. Now Luke Walton at the free throw line, where he rolls in the first, got a very, very helpful rim.
I'll tell you what kind of game he's had. Nasty compared to how he can play and where he normally is in terms of knocking down outside shots. He's had a lot of open looks, and it's not to, you know, 5'21", he still could be the guy. He's still a guy I'd be leery of if I'm Arizona.
Anderson stole that rebound back. And a whistle and a foul. It's against Illinois, and it's against Demir Krapolia.
I mean, Rick Anderson, sometimes he makes some mistakes. Lute Olson got on him about his defense, but you've got to love his hustle. The fact that he never gives up on a play here, the missed free throw. He's in the fray right there, just making himself available in case he can come up with a loose ball, and then draws the contact to get to the free throw line.
Krapolia's third foul. Anderson drops the free throw. He is a 71% free throw shooter this year. You see how Arizona has cleaned the glass quite well on the offensive end. Krapolia saying, hey, there's some sweat on the floor. Let's get it picked up. And they will do just that. 5:19 remaining.
And that offensive rebounding edge to Arizona is just a testament to the hustle that these young guys are displaying, because they're the smaller team. This Illinois team has pretty much for most of the game had a bigger lineup on the floor than Arizona, but Arizona has out-hustled them, out-quicked them, and just wanted the basketball more off the offensive glass.
Now Stoudemire, the freshman, will play the All-American candidate,
Frank
Williams. Wasn't open as good defense by Lattimore. Now Archibald. They swing it around. Corey Bradford. No. Yikes, 0 for 7.
And that's the look that you have to be afraid of if you're Arizona. Good ball movement by Illinois. Bradford wide open. Just can't knock the shot down. No, nothing you can say about that.
Luke Walton, nice feed inside. And scooping in, Dennis Lattimore. Does he have eyes in the back of his head?
It's a great find on the part of Luke Walton. But you put him in the middle of the floor, you get cutters going to the basket. They work on this on a daily basis in practice, so he pretty much knows where his teammates are going to be on offense.
Frank Williams. He hits.
And quick timeout by Bill Self. Get a chance to make a substitution, set his defense. Wouldn't be surprised to see them extend their pressure. Here's Lucky Luke right here, going to go down the middle, get it to the middle of the floor to Lattimore. Lattimore with a great explosion on the inside. And then Frank Williams, swing the ball around, one extra pass. You got the wide open shot, you got to take it. Shooting just 22% coming into this game from long range, but hey, this is a whole different ball game now. This is when the guy, you can throw out all those numbers and all that other stuff.
And he's been a great comeback player in his career. Late, he has just been dynamite.
Yep, he has. I mean, just finding a way, willing his team to win, doing whatever it takes.
He was the Big Ten Player of the Year, great in the clutch, 13 All-American. And weeknights at 11 o'clock, it's the last word with Jim Rome. Jim tells it like it is on the Nightline of sports talk shows. The last word with Jim Rome, weeknights at 11, right here on Fox Sports Net.
And Illinois extends the pressure. Again, that full court press, but with the three guards, Gardner, Bynum, Stoudemire on the floor at the same time, it's going to be awful difficult to be effective in that kind of pressure defense.
I want to see if they're going to go through Walton again.
Yeah, I was going to say Walton, another good ball handler on the floor.
No, go through Gardner, let him shoot.
27 points a game, over 50%.
Got 13.
Long range, got 13 tonight. Got off to a slow start, but now he's starting to score the points when his team needs them the most.
Pushes that lead back to 9 after Williams 3.
That's how many he scores.
Rapolia has it ripped by Stoudemire. Williams got it back and a double dribble. Jason Gardner, the All-American candidate from Indianapolis, Indiana, says, I'll take over, fellas. Arizona lead with 3.5 minutes. You talked about the key matchup, point guard play. Williams against Gardner.
Yeah, and it's going to be more important down the stretch, too. But here's Frank Williams. Yaka! Knocks it down from the left side. Jason Gardner, every bit, answering the challenge right here. The quick stop on the dime. Yaka! Jumper himself. 2 point guards playing great basketball. But it's a long way to go with 3:35 left in this one. And the point guards have got to find a way to help their teams in any kind of a way. Illinois needs to come back. Arizona needs to maintain their lead.
Again, modest pressure applied by Illinois. Arizona breaks it. Anderson with Walton in the 3. And Jason Gardner with the 2 freshmen, Bynum and Stoudemire.
Kind of semi-delay for Arizona to waste some time off the shot clock.
Down to 6 now. Gardner must take the shot. Williams in his face, gets a screen from Anderson and misses the shot. Anderson rebounds. Use some more clock, says Lute Olson.
Not only the bone-crushing screen to free up Gardner, but it chases down the errant shot for another offensive rebound. We talked about it, just hustle and desire and going after the basketball. Rick Anderson did a good job of that.
Jason Gardner took a look at the shot clock. Right now it is at 16.
1-4 setup, double high post. Again, just running some time off the clock.
And again, Walton gets it in his hands. He drops it to Jason Gardner, who gets fouled and will go to the line. This young man, you know what's great about him? So many times when a guy gets the basketball, his first thought is shoot. With Walton, it's always pass. And I think sometimes those guys are harder to defend.
Very much unlike his dad. He is looking to pass the basketball first. and will hit you if you work. I mean, he's the kind of guy, you know, if you work hard to get open, like that time by Jason Gardner, quick back door, he got the basketball, it makes you want to work as a player. It makes you want to free yourself up and put in the effort to get open because he's going to deliver to you right at the spot where you can shoot and do something positive.
Bradford, Williams, Krapalia, Cook, Harrington on the floor for Illinois. The lead 10 for Arizona inside 2.5 to play. Williams spinning, driving, missing. Krapalia back up. No! Oh, tough break for Illinois, and Stoudemire comes up with a loose basketball.
Might have been the easiest shot for Krapalia all night, but got a little flustered, kind of rushed it a little bit.
And a foul on Frank Williams. And we may see that if Bill Self takes the same kind of philosophy that he took last year in the Midwest Championship game, where they fouled so much down the end, and Lute Olson's team went to the free throw line, an NCAA tournament record 56 times, made 43 foul shots.
Got to stretch this baby out, get you 3 for 2, whatever you can do.
But the problem with Illinois, they need to make their threes. They have just had a horrible time making their three-point shots, just 2 for 16 in this game.
And then who do you foul? I mean, Jason Gardner, not just burning up the net so far this early season, and they're sadly shooting free throws, but in the last couple of minutes of a ball game, he's another guy where you can throw that stat out. He's got some ice water in his veins.
And a person will be called on Salim Stoudemire. You know, for about 30 minutes, Frank Williams plays and gets his team in offense, and then all of a sudden he says, all right, guys, just get open. I'm going to drive powerfully to the hoop, and if I can't make it all the way to the hoop, you better be open.
And that's the thing about him. He's so low to the ground, so quick, so explosive. It's tough to keep him in front of you. I mean, Luke Walton did a pretty decent job, especially being 6'8", when he went at Williams earlier in this game. But, you know, you're not going to keep him in front of you all night. At some point in time, he's going to penetrate. That's his strength. That's his forte as Illinois extends pressure. Do they gamble? Try and come up with a steal, then foul.
A travel by Woodbine.
Now, I don't think you really need to get into a situation where you foul every possession. I mean, you're in your full court pressure. See what happens. They might throw the ball away. They might commit the turnover like on that possession. You got a lot of Utes out here. A lot of Utes, not from Utah either. A lot of Utes out here for Arizona.
We'll up Utes in game 2 against Arizona State. Here's Ferguson taking it in. Offensive foul.
And that hurts. That hurts Bill Self. I can feel his pain over here. But that's a really good look on the part of Bled and Ferguson. And just a little out of control, but give Rick Anderson a lot of credit. He saw that the offensive player was indeed out of control and just stepped up and drew the foul. They needed that with Illinois in order to make this an 8-point ball game with about 1 minute and 44 left.
4th foul on Ferguson. Again, in their championship game in the Midwest Regional last year that Arizona won, 6 Illinois players fouled out. Again, there's the pressure. Now a little stronger on the traps. They get it to Walton. This is where they like to trap along the timeline. Into the hands of Gardner.
No, but now you're going to have to start fouling. Now is the time. Once it gets to one of these young guys, I'd go and get Bynum right now.
And Harrington has not approached him. Shot clock is now at 7. Bynum's taking it to the hoop. Drops it off to Anderson. Yes!
And you basically give them about 30 seconds on that possession, and they still score. That's why I thought you should have fouled right away.
Pac-10 college basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Nissan Driven and by Alaska Airlines Visa Platinum Card, the most popular way to earn miles in the Pac-10. We have seen a marvelous first game in the Southwest Showdown. Our Nissan player of the game, Rick Anderson, with 18 points, a new career high. He played so well, and as you talked about, so hard.
Yeah, and just doing the smart stuff, the intangible stuff, that offensive foul, offensive rebounds. Got himself in position on the penetration by Bynum for the layup inside.
Frank Williams with 20 points now, and 12 of them in the second half.
20 hard-earned points.
Yeah.
For young Mr. Williams, who's already made his intentions to leave college and try his luck in the NBA, which I don't think he should have put that kind of pressure on himself. Just play out your season and see how things go.
Williams and Gardner, the two key guys we talked about, as Archibald has now fouled out of the game at the 1 minute mark. And Illinois will feel the pain again, as Arizona beat them in their final game 1 year ago, as they made it all the way to the Elite Eight. And then the Wildcats won the Midwest Regional title at the free throw line, making 43 of 56 attempts, and they will try and nail this victory down at the free throw line also.
But you know, this was a 19-point game at one point with Arizona leading, and it was very easy for Illinois to throw in the towel at that point, but they didn't. I give them a lot of credit for battling, and for Bill Self for keeping his team focused.
This guy has been so strong this year, and Illinois defended him so well, and still Gardner scores 17, and 12 of those 17 came in the second half. Frank Williams trying to dribble past Stoudemire. He does. Scouts the basket, and a chance for a three-point play.
He can really get to the basket. You talked about it. The first 35 minutes, it's like everybody involved. Last 5, hey, I'm going to do what I can to get a W, or at least get us in a position to get closer. And he does on the penetration, gets the foul.
And I don't know how fast he is on a 40-yard dash, but just in a box, I mean, Stoudemire looked like he had pretty good defensive position. Then all of a sudden, Marcus, he's by him.
Yeah, you know, he just got those quick feet. He gave him a little juke out near the three-point line, and then turned on the Jets, and it was all over for Stoudemire.
Jarrence Howard comes in for Brian Cook, as Bill Self will go smaller. Their only chance is Arizona.
Watch Gardner long. Watch Gardner long.
Here's the bomb. And Jason is fouled by Frank Williams.
And you could see the eye contact between Luke Walton and Jason Gardner. And with the type of defense Illinois was playing, where they're basically face guarding and giving up the long pass, that was the obvious play, and they made it work to perfection.
And that's why Coach Walton has Walton enter the basketball most of the times underneath their hoop. Gardner makes the first.
And then look what Luke Olson is doing right now, using his free throw as almost like a timeout situation to talk to his guys on the sideline, find out exactly what they want to do after the second free throw by Jason Gardner. Then they'll pass it on to Jason Gardner. What's going on?
And how about the second halves by both of these premier point guards? Frank Williams for Illinois, Jason Gardner for Arizona. Gardner with 14 of his 19 in the second half. And here goes Williams downtown with 27. And Frank Williams is just 3 shy of his career best, 30 against Kansas University.
Right here, Frank Williams is gonna fade a little to the left on that shot. Nice job squaring up. That's a deep 3 ball also. But Lute Olson puts a real bind on Frank Williams, trying to slow him down, but it ain't happening. But it may be a little bit too late for young Mr. Williams.
But Frank, like Jason Gardner, doing it in the second half when they have needed it the most. Gardner with 19 of his 27 in the second half. That was for Frank Williams, 14 of 19 in the second half for Jason Gardner. And Illinois has a tough test coming up. They've got Arkansas, Western Illinois, Illinois State, and against number 2 Missouri. Who really had to sneak by Lorenzo Romar and St. Louis last night.
Wesley Stokes.
Last second shot.
First, I think Kareem Rush tied it up, I believe. And then Wesley Stokes came down there with very little time, no time on the clock actually, and knocked down a long jump shot. Wesley Stokes out of Long Beach. But Missouri's tough. Kareem Rush is one of my favorite players to watch in the country. It's going to be a tough game for Illinois, obviously.
And that's always a good rivalry because Illinois are right next door to Mizzou.
Arthur Johnson, the big guy playing well for Missouri. Clarence Gilbert can knock down the long ball. And speaking of knocking down the long ball, look at what this young man has done in the second half. And some of those are long balls. Some of those 19 points are deep jump shots. Most of them are forays into the paint, taking the ball to the basket strong. But he showed a really well-rounded game out here tonight.
The steal. They go inside, and Bradford scores, and the lead is 5, 82-77. And a foul will be called.
Well, with 3 freshmen on the floor, that's who Bill Self will foul. It's either going to be Fox, Bynum, or who's the third out there?
Stoudemire.
There's only 4 guys. Oh, Stoudemire, excuse me. He's being I couldn't find him through Isaiah Fox.
Eclipsed by Isaiah Fox.
It was a total Isaiah eclipse.
But free throws, now is the time you got to bury him, obviously. And hey, you 5-point game, 43 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
Oh, just a world of time left.
And that's what I think makes Bill Self one of the great young coaches. He's only 38 years old, but he was at Oklahoma State. You know, that's that old Hank Ivor tradition. They've always had great coaches at Oklahoma State. And then he moved on, but he is a guy who won 32 games his last year at Tulsa as their head coach, then came to Illinois, went 27 and went to the Elite 8. And the only chance he has is to foul, stop the clock, and hope this young man misses foul shots. And he does not, as Gardner gives his team a 6-point lead. And how about that? 20 points for Jason Gardner. And all but 5 of them in the second half. 21 now.
Classic showdown between 4 guards. You know, Frank Williams, what he's going to do. He's going to try and take this thing over as he's been doing. He's not passing.
Frank Williams scores again. He's got 30. That ties a career best. And Jason Gardner will be fouled as Williams was covering him too tight on the hip. Geez, how well can you play? Frank Williams in the second half, unbelievable.
See, what he needs to do, Frank Williams, is kind of put this late game pressure on himself to start the game off. To start the game off, he wasn't close on his jump shot. Here down the stretch when it matters most, he is nothing but yaka, nets, nothing but trying.
But they're going to have to do it without him, Marcus.
He's gone.
5 fouls, and 30 points, tying his career high.
And that's what got Bill Self all upset because he didn't think there was enough contact on that play with Jason Gardner to warrant a foul being called.
And Marcus 22 in the second half.
Yeah, he's played. He's come out here and really done a great job.
They were down by 19 points, cut it to 5, and then Arizona went on a run to push the lead back to 10. And right now they're trying to hold off Illinois, who has closed that lead to 4 points at the 32-second mark. And Jason Gardner will go back to the free throw line. Jason Gardner 10 for 13 in this game. 11 for 14. You know, it's still a 2-possession game, even if he makes this foul shot.
Yeah, but Gardner's got a nice rhythm from the free throw line. I mean, you can face guard him and get it out and don't allow him to catch a pass and foul someone else to put him on the line. I think you're a lot better off if you're Illinois. He's not missing right now.
They're looking for a 3. Trapalia well defended all the way around. Bradford gets it corner and fires and misses. 0 for 8 in this game is Corey Bradford, and a foul is called.
And that'll be the one stat if Illinois goes on to lose this ball game that this team will look at and find some solace with, because you know Corey Bradford is not going to shoot this poorly.
Corey Bradford, 3 for 15, 0 for 8 from 3-point range. One of those nightmares you just want to wake up from and then go splash some water on your face and go get him tomorrow.
I mean, if he just has a decent night, you know, 2 for 8.
1 foul shot made by Fox. Bradford down the floor. Harrington corner blocked by Bynum. The kid from Chicago who was recruited by Illinois but chose Arizona with fine defense here.
And Harrington thought he was fouled, but that was all ball. He might have got him on the release after Harrington shot the basketball, but great anticipation by Bynum on that play.
Oh, there's got to be a foul there, and it is against Isaiah Fox.
Got to stay down, big guy. You know, you're 28 feet from the basket. Just make yourself a big old wall, big old obstacle to shoot over. Don't go for the head fake and lean forward, because good shooters, smart players, get you off your feet. They're going to find your body, get the contact, get to the free throw line.
Right now, the clock is Arizona's ally, and he does not want to allow the clock to stop, and Isaiah Fox just did that. That's the 7.8-second mark. As a team, from the 3-point line, they're 4 for 20, but from the free throw line, they are 87%. From the 3 line, 4 for 20.
Washington has one more. You play till the buzzer sounds. Some teams do not, but Illinois always does. And they will make a substitution here. Bringing in Roger Powell.
Now they got the two guys on Jason Gardner. And
they enter it to Stoudemire, and it's a steal by Illinois. Ball's knocked around, fought for. Gardner wins it. He fires it at the buzzer, and Arizona, like the Midwest Championship last year, beats Illinois. And beats them by almost the same score, 87-81. Here is 87-82. The second game of our doubleheader is Utah and Arizona State, which begins at 10:30 Eastern. But for right now, some of you will be going to your regional sports report. For others, we will come right back to Phoenix after this commercial break. Once again, the final score: Arizona 87, Illinois 82.
Lined up for their team picture this year, they found themselves without a familiar face. Will Bynum, the four-time All-Chicago Public Leaguer, now finds himself lacing him up for the Arizona Wildcats. Bynum's made an immediate impact, averaging 17 minutes and just under 7 points in his first 4 college games. The Southwest is not exactly the West Side.
We're here in college now. He's not in high school no more. You know, he was the go-to guy here. He was senior. Now he's a freshman all over again. You know, he got to play behind Jason Gardner and all them. And, you know, he got to show that he deserves to get the ball.
And when Bynum gets the rock, it'll be at a new position as he's been asked to take on a different role.
Him playing the 2 now, it's an adjustment for him. And I think he's doing a very good job of doing that because, again, he's so used to having the ball in his hands all the time.
It's hard, but I need to learn how to move without the ball, and there's a lot of those things that I need to learn, so I'm just adjusting right now.
Will also must adapt to playing both ends of the court, something not always present in high school.
Hey, Will, this is Coach Longstreet. I want to know one thing. Are you enjoying playing defense at Arizona?
That's going to say something like that. I enjoy playing defense.
Will, since you're playing defense, I have one more question. Are you getting enough rest now?
I ain't played defense in high school because he didn't want me to foul out. He didn't want me to foul out no game, so I had to loaf.
But even the best cherry picker needs his lucky charms. The question is, how long can he hold on to them?
Well, you still got them same NBA socks from the playoffs?
Nah, I think Lorenzo stole them NBA socks. It's crazy.
Will, if you still got them socks, please throw them away. And I got one thing for you.
And while that's entertainment, when's showtime, Will?
When you gonna try to duck in the game? That's all I want. That's all I want to know. When he gonna try to duck in the game? I don't know. In high school, it's hard. They'll be surprised when they see Will jump. Will, he's one of the highest jumpers I ever saw in my life.
That first dunk he had, he almost did a Pee Wee Herman dance or something.
Just don't forget your friends in Chicago, Will, because they all love you.
Will's the most annoying person in the world.
That boy's so ugly. He was just a crazy guy. I love him. He was a cool person to be around, and I know he's going to do good in college.
All right, so
Whiplash, you've had a busy day.
This is a team so far averaging 71 points a game. Arkansas, Illinois at 81-5. That's first in the Big Ten. And that's good from Brandon Dean, the senior from Monroe, Louisiana. Arkansas with a 10-5 lead. Boy, they've established what they want to do. Try to wear you out. Harrington, that was tipped. He tried to get it to Bradford. Got a timeout on the floor. Arkansas off to a good start, leading by 5.